From Super League to Olympic distance to age group world records to Kona. Go longer with the right fuel at the right time with SFuels.
Aloha in our day, spread a little aloha around the world. Spread a little aloha around the world, 'cause it's breakfast with Bob.
And Pancho Man, everybody. Welcome to our 5th year Breakfast with Bob Championship Edition from beautiful Four Seasons Resort, Hualalai. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Quintanaroo, Zoot, the original triathlon brand, and of course our Challenge Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, Ironman World Champion, Gustav Iden. That doesn't get old, does it?
No, it sounds pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Two-time Ironman 70.3 world champion, Ironman world champion, Olympian, Challenge Daytona champion, like down Daytona, $100,000, Edmonton, $100,000, Canadian Open. You, my friend, have been on a little bit of a roll.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. So now Christian have the Olympic gold and the ITU World Championship.
Yes.
I have the 70.3 and also full distance and leading the PTO ranking with Christian. So it's not too much else to have at the moment for us.
Especially for two kids from Bergen.
Yeah, so for us to basically have every title available at the triathlon at the moment, that's pretty special.
What was your impression? I know we talked before the race, and we were talking about the mystique of the island. You're like, hey, it's a road and there's cars on it. Now you've done the race. You've been there at midnight. There's something special about this place. And you were there at midnight, and you were there seeing how people have changed their lives through this event. What are your impressions of this race and this island?
Yeah, so during the race, I felt like in control, but towards the end, I really like noticed that this is something special with Kona, and especially being like so silent on the Queen K running, and then you come into the Ali Drive with a massive amount of people. Everyone's just screaming at you, and I think it's a bit of the contrast that made it quite an emotional finish line.
Yes.
And especially noticed that around midnight when I came back there, just to see how all the stories like unfold there at the finish line. They've been struggling for not 7 hours and 40 minutes, but more like 17 hours and 16 hours. So to see all the emotions come at the finish line and just be happy to finish. And yeah, that was really special.
Yeah, when you caught Sam Laidlaw and you basically acknowledged, a lot of times if you're racing somebody and you finally catch him, you sit behind him, you go by him, you don't say anything, but you basically slowed down, shook hands with him. I mean, that was really a great sign of respect. How great was Sam yesterday?
Yeah, I was surprised that it didn't blow up.
Yeah.
I saw people had a drinking game way before the race went on. Sam Laidlaw gonna walk on a marathon, and like that was like a typical thing everyone thought.
Right.
So to see him perform at that level, and for me to really struggle to catch him, that was it caught me a bit of a surprise. So when I tapped on his shoulder, I said that I was proud of him the way he raced, because he really, I think he changed the way people view him now. He's
No
not
question.
a swim biker anymore. He's now a full-blown triathlete and is ready to perform at the biggest stage.
Well, and the thing with that race is he ran like 2:44. And if you don't run 2:36, you run 2:38, he's the Ironman World Champion.
Yeah.
You had to run 2:36 to win the race. That's different than being off the front and running a 2:36 marathon. Did you feel more pressure having to run that fast to catch him?
I thought that I should be able to catch him.
Yes.
So I didn't feel like the pressure immediately. But when me and Christian suddenly slowed down a bit and he was actually increasing the time,
Yep.
I was a bit worried. I almost told Christian, if you're not increasing now, we're actually fighting for second. and none of us really wanted to have the second place. So, but my plan was always to go hard from after the energy lab and just push it all the way to town. So even though we were quite some time behind, I stayed with my original tactics and waited a bit because it didn't help if we caught Sam if Christian was beating me.
Right.
So I needed to do two things at the same time, both catch him and also have enough energy to pull away from Christian. So to wait from after energy lab and just push it towards the finish, that seemed like a great plan in my head, and it worked out perfectly.
So the two of you guys were basically, it looked like you're out for a training run. On a typical day, the two of you running along the Queen Highway and looking great. But you knew at some point, okay, he's my friend, but at some point I've got to get rid of this guy.
Yeah, and it's a challenging scenario because I know his weaknesses, and the truth is he doesn't have many weaknesses. So I was trying to figure out how to beat him. And I made him work a bit to the front because it was quite a strong headwind on the Queen K. So I didn't want to do all the work in the headwind. So I made him go to the front a bit. But he was running, I wouldn't say slow, but slower. And I thought maybe he was doing some kind of mind games. Like he was making me work at the front because if he was the front, then we wouldn't catch Sam and we were working for second place. And it was like some kind of mental tricks there. But it turns out he was just tired. So,
Well, what a surprise!
Yeah.
You guys were on your way to breaking course record. So Jan Frodeno's record was 7:51. You go 7:40, and the run course record, you took that down as well, 2:36:15. Now that you've seen this course, how fast can somebody go here?
Yeah, we can definitely go faster. I think I still can optimize my position on the bike quite a lot, and. I actually had new shoes for this race.
Yes.
Developed specifically for this distance. But I think with the team in on, we can make an even better shoe for the next version or the next race. And also we can optimize a bit of training. But the truth is we had really good conditions yesterday. The bike wind conditions was pretty good and the heat wasn't too bad actually. So I think we're quite lucky with the conditions because it's not often we get that fast. I've never been on the island before, but we have done a lot of analysis for the weather, and it was record-breaking conditions as well. So it's going to take some to be able to go even further down in time, but it's definitely possible.
So you guys have said that after this season, well, actually right from here, you have 70.3 Worlds. Hopefully win three-peat, get 70.3 Worlds.
Right now I'm so smashed in my legs. I did Ironman in Florida last year as well, and I can't remember. I was feeling so smashed. So it's going to take some time before I'm back training for like at a high level. So it's right now it's hard for me to picture myself winning in St. George because there's still some training left to do. I need to build some more speed and I need to do some more specific work. So the three-peat is going to be a huge challenge, but that's what we live for.
That's what you live for.
Yeah.
And then talking about challenges, you go right from that back to Olympic format.
Yeah. So the week after St. George, we have the World Series in Bermuda. I've been on the podium twice there before, so it can't be any worse this year with 1 week of training. So we'll see how it goes.
I love that. And so you are, Ironman world record holder. The previous Ironman world record holder, Jan Frodeno, I think is super motivated because he wants to go against you two guys, you and Christian. He has not been able to do that. He's coming back next October. I know you're focused on Olympics, but will you come back and defend, or is that something for discussion down the line?
Yeah, it's 3 weeks from the Olympic grand final to the race here, and I think 3 weeks is a bit optimistic to really do a lot or do the preparation that's enough to perform at your highest level. So I'm a bit on the fence on racing here. I'm leaning towards not doing it. So, but it's a year from now. A lot can change, and I love racing, so we'll see.
I love it. And so next season, you're basically WTS, so no 70.3.
I will do the PTO races. So the PTO format, the 100K, it's a great distance. And I love what the PTO are doing for the sport.
Absolutely.
So I think I will try to do some of the PTO races because most of the really good middle distance athletes are there. And of course you can do one half Ironman as well, but the athletes tend to avoid each other a bit more in the in the Ironman scene. If they see it's a good start field, they maybe go to another one. So, but the PTO is a bit different. There we want everyone, the best one, at the same start line, and that triggers me quite a lot. So I think I will try to do the PTO racing as well as the Olympic.
Knowing that Sam is a great swimmer and a great cyclist, how much time did you feel you could allow him to get? Not allow him, that he could take, and you could potentially still run him down because of his history of going off the front and blowing up. What were your thoughts on? Okay, we could give him 5 minutes, 6 minutes. What did you think?
Yeah, so he got 4 minutes quite quickly, and when he increased to 6 minutes, I didn't think it would be a challenge to catch him. I don't know why, but I didn't think that it would be a problem. But I'm glad I'm glad we caught him because it would be a bit, I wouldn't say embarrassing, but it would be a bit rookie mistake to let him go that far and not catch him, because I think we could have rode harder if we thought that it really was needed to take the win. So to just make a tactical error would be a rookie mistake. And
speaking of rookies, Chelsea Sodaro, rookie here, you and Christian and Sam, all rookies here, all young guys. It seems like people are coming here younger and younger. Used to be people were 28 or 30 or so before they made the move. Do you, making the move to long distance, how you've made it fairly seamlessly?
Yeah, and I think people start younger to do triathlon now.
Yeah.
It's not the parents' sport anymore, even though, of course, it's great to have the age group athletes. That's, I think, what the Ironman is so famous for, do the age groupers. But people start triathlon younger and younger, and not everyone loves the short course like I do. So it's good to have the opportunity for the young people also to do the full distance, because it's great to have the diversity in our sport to do the Super League distance all the way to the Ironman distance. So I think people in general just start younger with the sport. And I think there's, as a pro, there's so many great options now with PTO, with Ironman, with Super League, with WTS. It's really a good time to be a pro. Yeah, I love it. It's Super League. It's so fun to be an athlete. It's super fun to race the Super League. Yeah. But the Ironman, it's a legend for a reason. And Kona it's legendary for a reason, and I got to feel the reason yesterday. It's the crowds were amazing, the course was challenging, and the conditions also insane. So every year when we do our Ironman World Championship show here, the great people at Four Seasons, and especially Kalani, their executive pastry chef, for our champions come up with a special treat. So Kalani. Oh, damn. That's not a bad one. Thank you so much. This is all chocolate, by the way. Ooh. Chocolate for everybody. I think I burned approximately this amount of calories yesterday, so I will go in minus eating this, so don't worry about me. What do you think? Yeah, it looks amazing, and hopefully it tastes good as well. I love it. How about a round of applause for Kalani, for Gustav Iden, for our 2022 Ironman World Champion, Gustav Iden. Thank you, Bob. Always such a treat, man. Spread a little aloha, put a little love in your heart, take a little dip in the ocean. All right, oh yeah, oh yeah. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in out there. Spread a little aloha around the world, and it's breakfast with Bob. And Pacho Man, everybody. Chef Kalani, you should come in for a photo.